Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphic and Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted Graphic Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What's the deal, bro? It's been way too long, bro.
Yes, sir. Real quick, let's acknowledge the greatest YouTube. Come on, man. The greatest chat in YouTube history.
Oh, my God. I mean, goated.
Come on, man. Green Dot Gang, get off my lawn, gang. Appreciate you guys. As always, salute to the commenters, the non-commenters, the members, the non-members. We appreciate every single one of you guys for rocking with us as always. Yes, man, it's been a minute, bro. It's about that time. You know, it's draft season right around the corner.
Sir.
It's been probably about a week since we've done the show. Usually we do probably more than that. That's probably why it seems like it's been forever, right? But You've been doing your thing, I've been doing my thing, and life has been lifing on both sides. You know what I mean? But how you feeling, brother?
Man, I feel great, bro. I just, I'm just ready, man. I feel like when it's like a week or two before Christmas, you were a kid, you was waiting. Like, that's how I'm feeling with the draft, bro. I just can't wait to see how it all turns out, bro. Because you know what? Really quickly, everything that we do or that we could do is not really a bad idea.
No.
From the people who want us to take quarterbacks, from the people who want us to take a running back, from the people who want us to take a lineman, from the people who want us to take somebody on the defense, a corner, whatever. Yeah. Nothing is really a real bad idea. Everything actually makes sense. And that's what's so great about it.
I'll tell you right now, a bad idea is going to get Isaiah Bond. Apparently, he was just arrested and looking at Bond. So,
man, that's my guy, too. I like Isaiah Bond, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, putting us up on game. Salute to God and family and Raiders for life. My dog, appreciate you on the 5 Raider Nation Unlimited Wasted Talent memberships. If you guys want to become members of Green Dot Gang, Get Off My Lawn Gang, hit the links on both channels that pinned up top. Once again, real quick too, man, you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up, pay your bar tabs and all that good stuff, and hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Matt says Bond posted Bond. That is a bar. That is a bar.
Funny, man. Hey, when you talk about the Get Off My Lawn Gang or the Green Dot Gang, it's almost like back in the day in the West Coast All-Stars. We all in the same gang.
I have to acknowledge the purple tape hoodie. I mean, sweatshirt, man. This is cold, man.
Oh man, yeah, man. Look, those who know. Those who don't. It's funny. I got so much hip hop gear, and that's gonna be my thing going forward. Whenever we do a grab and wasted show, a wasted the grab show, I'm rocking it because I got a legendary Bay Area rapper on screen with me at all times. And I represent, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. I love that hat to go with it too. Salute, real quick. I'm not going to say the whole name because it's funny as hell, but salute to Bean on becoming a member. We don't know what channel it is, but we appreciate you, brother. If you want to become members, you guys, once again, hit the links. They're pinned up top, man. Salute to my guy, Bean Bagger. Salute to T08 as well. Thoughts on Will Howard? We canceled the visit. Honestly, at this point, I didn't hear anything about canceling a visit, but I'll say this. If we did, I mean, what else do we need to see? I mean, Chip Kelly knows this kid more than anybody else. Honestly, we don't really need to have a visit with him. Like, they just won a national championship together. And man, I think this is kind of like, there ain't no secret that the Raiders are probably looking at Will Howard in those middle rounds if he's available, right?
Yeah, it has to be, man. I mean, bro, if you got anybody that's like having his dad on the freaking, like the guy who kind of helped build his career, resurrect his career.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly, you don't really need to bring him in. Chip knows the guy.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if there's anything wrong with Chip reaching out and talking to the kid.
Facts.
He has a relationship with him. Like it's kind of really a waste of time, to be honest with you. I mean, if they were to bring him in, it would be to sell the other decision makers on the kid.
Yeah, but you don't pay Chip Kelly $6 million per to make him the highest paid offensive coordinator. You know, for him to not have a say in this, and they probably went to Chip and said, "What kind of kid is he? We trust it. We're good." You know what I mean? But this is the time you need to spend wasted on players you don't really have any familiarity with. You need to learn them during this process. Salute to God and family. Wasted. I got my loyal Dodgers hat. Thanks for the link, man. Salute to God, family, and Raiders for life. My guy. You know, it's funny that Wasted is not that loyal to the Yankees. He's wearing a Dodger hat that says loyalty on it. Some disgusting, nasty work.
Crazy, bro. It's not a Dodger hat. It says loyalty, but it has the LA backwards. It's not a Dodger hat. It's not a Dodger hat. And bro, I just find it disgusting that you're going to do this right now, bro. You know, and I know that there are certain teams that you like the colors. I just like the colors, and not for nothing. I like what the Dodgers. They were the first team to integrate the Major League Baseball. So for that, the Dodgers always get my respect.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to look up this Isaiah
crap.
Let me see this Isaiah Bond situation.
Yeah, true. Hey, Graphk, real quick, I gotta give you some snaps on the New World Order shirt, bro.
Oh yeah, man. Salute to my guy Raider Post. So for those who are not familiar with Raider Post, you know, got that Raiders World Order. Follow him. You guys on Instagram, on Twitter, all that good stuff. Puts out the greatest memes in Raider Nation. He's done a lot of our clothing designs and stuff like that. Salute to him. It's on his website, Raiders World Order. Go check him out.
Assault, man.
Oh wow, are you kidding me,
bro? That's crazy, man. And Bond, you know, like, look, Bond is a guy who left the University of Alabama because of the changeover in the guard.
Yeah, yeah.
He went to Texas. He didn't really get a lot of touches in Texas like he would have thought because he wasn't the main guy.
The second option behind Golden.
Yeah, but he did really well. He's a guy who would take the top off of the defense. He's a guy I was really high on. I just think when you have these kind of charges, it's very hard for teams to kind of wrap their mind around bringing you in, bro.
Specifically the Raiders. You know what, man? I hope that all this stuff is false and you know, the kid has a successful, you know, career, but yeah, man, we can't afford to take that move right now. It's like Kyron Lacy, right? It's like he's so talented out of LSU, but we don't know what's going to happen with that situation. We've had too many situations happen in Las Vegas.
But Lacy, bro, that's a little different, bro. Like somebody lost their life, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying we don't know the ins and outs of the situation.
This situation right here reminds me of other situations that we had here, you know, with draft picks and stuff. I'm not going to bring it up because it's our guy, but
yeah. Well, Garyon has spoke outwardly about it. So, you know, Garyon is definitely an advocate of about the situation that he had to deal with. So we could say Garyon.
So for me, it's more so, you know, I'm going to innocent till proven guilty.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with us. He's not a Raider, but, you know, God bless the kid. I hope he didn't do it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Salute to Jimmy on becoming a member as well. My brother, we appreciate you so much. Once again, you guys, hit the links that's pinned up top. It helps us keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. Salute to my guy, Nav, man. Looks like Bond just checked the last block to be the draft target for the Chiefs. Great to see you two dudes back together. Much love. Salute
Yo, that's dirty, Nav, man. Dang, bro.
That would complete the just nasty cipher of wide receivers out there in Kansas City, bro.
Yeah, man. You know, sure. Well, you see your boy the cheater, right?
The beater. Man.
Call him the beater. He ain't the cheater no more.
The beater.
Beater.
God,
that's young Ike. You know what's crazy, bro? Like, if he played for the Raiders, bro, this would be on CNN, bro, on the bottom ticker. But nobody is even talking about it, bro.
Yeah,
I guess because one, he used to be a Chief, and two, he's a Dolphin, and no one cares about the Dolphins. No one cares about the Dolphins. Like,
let me say this. It was hot yesterday, and now it's apparently a closed case. And the Dolphins said they did their due diligence, and there's nothing there. But apparently she filed for divorce. And whatever that situation is, it always seems like there's something going on with him. Always. You know what I mean? And bro, when you got 19 and a half kids, shit happens.
I mean, bro, you dropping watermelon seeds. There's a lot of emotions when it comes to them watermelon seeds, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just be around just sprinkling life, shooting lives in women, bro.
Lives.
He just goes around and say, "Yo, let me shoot a life up in your thing."
I thought that we did a lot of lives.
Yeah, we do a lot of lives, but he shoots a lot of lives in women. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Man, it's crazy. I mean, I heard that Tyreek Hill once got a woman pregnant from spitting in a napkin.
I heard the last touchdown he got 3 women were pregnant.
I heard that too, bro.
I heard every time they go for 2 out there, he ends up with twins.
Yo, bro, not twins.
This shit nasty work, man. Salute to Raider Way, my guy. You're the best duo content creators. Raiders. Salute to my guy, man. I appreciate you, Raider Way.
We think so too. Appreciate it.
That means a lot, my brother. I appreciate you, 73. Salute to you, and salute to Raider Rider becoming a member as well. My guy, my dog. I think he's just renewing up. You know what I mean? He always has been over here, been a member. So salute to my guy, as always. So today, you guys, we're going to do something fun here. We're going to do a complete, and mind you, the videos are all up. I want you guys to know the draft is already set up. I gotta hit the connect buttons. I didn't know what days Wasted was going to be available. Who's going to be moving and shaking, but we're locked in. So you guys, we will be covering all 3 days of the draft together on my channel and on Wasted's channel. Hopefully Hammer can pull up between jobs. He's got a lot going on. Big Mike's going to pull up at some point. Come kick it with us. Honcho's going to pull up. Scout just hit me up. He's going to pull up on day 2 and day 3. So we're going to have some fun during the draft. But while we're at it, right, we haven't done the Graphk and Wasted the Graphk show. Bro came up with a great, concept. He said, let's just do a full mock today. I said, cool, let's run it. So we're going to do a full mock the first round, mock for the first round. So we're going to pick for each team by need, including the Raiders. And we want your guys' takes on it, with some grades in the comment section. So make sure you guys are heavily involved like you guys always are, because this show is nothing without you guys. And real quick, we are going to talk some Raiders as well. There's 2 things that came out today I wanted to speak to you about. Bleacher Report put it out there that the Raiders are reportedly really, really high on Jahdae Barron, the nickel corner from Texas, if we trade down in the 2025 NFL draft. It's funny. I put a tweet out there the other day. Somebody said that we could take him at 6, and I said, you have to trade down to get him. And mind you, I think Barron can be a top 2, top 3, maybe even 1, the corner in this draft. He's that good. This is kind of a Devin Witherspoon type of situation. Like, Pete Carroll took him at what, 6?
And bro, this is a guy that people killed me for and telling people that he's probably going to be the guy that Pete picks. I said this in one of my lives because Jahdae Barron, 1, is healthy. 2, he's physical and he fits the kind of archetype of the kind of DBs that Pete drafts. Like I kind of went through this on my show, like some of the guys that he had at USC, some of the guys he's had in the National Football League. He likes physical defenders, bro. Yeah.
And that's his MO. That's who he is. And one thing I think it's difficult to take a nickel there at 6. So if you did find a way to move to 9, where the Saints are, and you pick up some extra draft capital, I'm cool with it. If you move back to 13, where the Dolphins are, I'm okay with that. If you move back several spots, I am all for taking Barron there if that's the move. And then there's also a report that came out today, which I think we kind of all knew this already, that the Chicago Bears are heavily in love with Ashton Jeanty. So, I don't think there's really that's an open case right there, right? I think we kind of know that, he wants to run the football out there. Ben came over from a situation where they had a 2-back system in Montgomery and Gibbs, and he wants that guy, the Jahmyr Gibbs, out there with DeAndre Swift, which I don't even know if Swift's going to be on that roster. I mean, they've let him go before in Detroit. So I don't know if they just take 2 backs in this year's class and they move on from Swift, because there's already been a ton of rumors about them trying to move on from him, trade him, so on and so forth. Heard even the Raiders could potentially be a trading partner, which makes no sense to go get DeAndre Swift. But once again, the Bears are reportedly in love with Ashton Jeanty. So if the Raiders decide on him not being the guy, right, there may be a partner there at 10 if he's there available at 6.
See, this is the problem for me, right? I like Jahdae Barron. He's my favorite corner in the draft. I mean, Will Johnson, if we're talking 2023, Will Johnson's my favorite corner in the draft, right? I don't know how healthy he is. I am very leery of going full Reggie McKenzie and bringing in a guy that's coming in with injury concerns.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming in the league with injury concerns, I really don't want to go that route. I want us to pick the cleanest person that we possibly can, right?
Yeah.
But And Barron, listen, people say a nickel defender. He's a wide corner too, man. He you know what I'm saying? He's one of them guys where he can play each corner position like in the same game. He's very versatile.
Yeah.
And if we look at some of the guys that the Raiders have brought in with Spytek and Carroll, the one overarching thing, there are two things that I see from the guys that they brought in. They're versatile and they are physical. So he fits the bill. But let me tell you something, man. You going and passing on a guy like Austin Gentry when you know that the one thing that is lacking on your team is a running game.
Yeah.
That's our rushing attack was the worst part of this team last year.
Yeah.
You have to address it early. You have to.
Yeah.
You can't gamble. You can't let a guy go to the Bears and team up with Caleb Williams and make you look foolish. You can't do it. And I keep saying this. If the Raiders take Gentry and he's not the goods, it's fine.
I mean, let me say this.
It's fine.
I hear what you're saying. It's not fine, but it is. Because at this point, you're like, look, you have to gamble there at 6. This guy had generational written all over him. And if it didn't work, it didn't work. I can live with that if it doesn't work. We hope that it does, but we shall see. But that is a team right there that we've talked about it ad nauseum here with the Bears potentially being a trade partner from 10 to 6. And, we could pick up some extra draft capital from it. So we shall see. But, Gene was out there in Vegas. We've had numerous, run-ins with him up to this point. We've met up with him. I don't know why B is calling me right now. Hold on real quick. Let me let B know I am live. Hold on. But hold on real quick.
Hey, I sent you something too, bro.
All right, let me see. Boom. Got you. Yeah, I seen that. James says, get the tomatoes ready.
That's right, baby. Right. Call me Fozzie Bear, James.
Let me see. All right, let's get it rolling, man. So I already got it. Ready to share, ready to go. This is what we're going to do, you guys. We're going to do a complete first-round draft where we're going to draft for every team in the first round. Here we go. We're going to end up using the Pro Football Network. And this the cool thing about this is we're going to bring up some rosters as well, you guys. So don't think that we're not going to do our homework on a lot of this, but their needs are right here as well. I know that we may look at some of these rosters wasted and think that some of their needs may be differently, but I mean, these top 10 picks, I think are going to be kind of easy for us.
That's kind of boilerplate. They're kind of boilerplate. When you start getting in the middle rounds, you start getting not the middle rounds, but the middle people like the Atlanta, the team.
Yes, it gets a little tricky there.
It gets a little murky right there, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let me get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this. All right. I think this is a foregone conclusion here and we're not going to do any trades, you guys. Wasted. I think we can agree right here, right? And we're going to go one by one.
Yeah, Cam Ward, done.
Okay. So that's easy. QB is their number one need. I know that they still have a young pup that, in year one struggled mightily, Mr. Mayo himself, Will Levis, but I think they take Cam Ward here. They got a new GM. He's trying to go out there and show improving year one. Ward is off the board there at 1. This is where things get a little interesting because there's two teams here that kind of a lot of these teams are waiting to see what they do here. Cleveland, they need a quarterback for sure, which I'm still hearing a lot of Kirk Cousins. I don't know if you've seen all the videos, but he was out there at the Cavs game and I think the Indians game. He was it looked like he was going out there kind of doing his homework on the city. He has a no trade clause, I believe. So I think he was just kind of going out there and doing his due diligence to see if that's a place that he would want to end up at.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that they are going to skip the quarterback position here. Watson, his contract is insane. He'll be out this year. Kirk's is insane. But they moved, I think, a draft pick for Kenny Pickett, right? They have him out there in Cleveland. I think they go Travis Hunter here.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to tell you why. There's been one person that has been in charge for the last 15, 20 years, right? And it's Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah.
And he's always been a guy that has kind of been he cruises the used car lot with quarterbacks a lot.
Yeah, facts.
He's okay with that. I think he wants a superstar. He wants to make fetch happen in Cleveland. He wants the Browns to be relevant. So I'll tell you right now, bro.
I'm also hearing that they're in love with Trav. You know what I mean? So, And what's not to love about the kid? He's a unicorn, can play both sides of the football at a high clip. I think they go that route. They pair him up with Jerry Jeudy out there. They got a nice 1-2 punch at the wide receiver position. And then, they'll attack. Maybe they can move back up. There's a lot of rumors of them maybe trying to move back up into the first if Shedeur drops. So I can see them or the Giants playing that game, moving back up and trying to identify the quarterback position. So, all right, right here, the Giants. Now, this is –
I think this is academic, Graphk. I know you think, this is where it gets tricky. Maybe they take Shedeur. Look, they brought in two guys. You brought in a guy as a number one pick and a guy who's a borderline Hall of Famer. And you have a guy and a coach that if he doesn't win this year, he won't be around to have that rookie on his roster. This is a guy, Joe Schoen and Brian DeBoer are fighting for their job. That's why they went the veteran quarterback route. And the New York Giants fan base and the media would go crazy if they did not take Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter's the pick. This is Big Blue.
Are we on the same page here?
Man, we always, bro, Graphk, when I do a lot of these drafts, I do it like, bro, you and I, like, let's just pause here, right? When we do shows together, when we do drafts, I can't take all of the same players you take. I got to do something different.
I know, but that doesn't mean you got to be.
Come on, bro. Like, did the players Genty. Oh, this guy, that guy.
Well, look. Salute to CGR real quick. Hey, Wasted, when are you going to do your Lil Wayne impersonation again? Shit is hilarious. Keep up that fire content. Comment, appreciate it. Salute to our guy, CGR. We'll make sure during the draft that we have Wasted do the Lil Weezy, man. And salute to Hammer in the building as well, my dog. Always good to see Lil Bro in the building. I agree. Look, this is the thing. They made a move for Brian Burns. He only had like 8.5 sacks last season for him. Kayvon Thibodeau has not been great for them, as their former first-round pick coming out of Oregon. He has struggled in the pass rush. Dexter Lawrence needs that guy, and I think that Abdul Carter is that guy. And I think that Brian Burns is phenomenal as well.
Kayvon Thibodeau hasn't fit the bill.
No.
He put on weight.
Yeah.
He's not getting to the quarterback. He does a lot of talking. But, in MBX, look, there are some fans in New York who want Shedeur. I'm not saying that it's a unilateral thing, but when you really talk to people, like I got a lot of guys that I work with, everybody's Giant fans by me, right? All of them got season tickets.
Yeah.
Most of them kind of guys, they don't want Shedeur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Their fan base is the Giant fan base is a little stuck up.
Yeah.
They're like the Yankee fan base.
You know better than me because you up there. So
they're stuck up. They're like, I don't want, all of the Deion drama. It's like, what drama? There's no drama. Y'all just you get uncomfortable because and we've gone over this. I don't want to start no crap talking about this. I really don't care. But the New York Giant fan base, this is the reason why this is the first time, you're not going to see them draft Shedeur Sanders, but they're not signing up for that for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, we'll move on to the New England Patriots. They went crazy on the defensive side of the football this offseason. They brought in Milton, they brought in Spillane, they brought in Epps. I mean, they went out and got Harold Landry. They went out and really, really stocked the covers up on the defensive side of the football. They need to protect Drake May. They went and got Morgan Moses, the veteran right tackle. He'll probably start for him on that side. I think that they're going to go with Will Campbell here, the tackle from LSU. I know that people may say, what? Not Mimble. I think they're going to go left tackle here. And I think that they're going to let Will Campbell be the guy of the future on the left side. What do you think?
And bro, and I agree because Will Campbell has the tape to back up the game. Like Armin Membu had a decent year this year, really good year. But Armin Membu had one good year, and a lot of it was predicated off of how he performed at the he is a one of those risers that you see every year from the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
It's him and it's another guy that name escapes me. I think Golden.
Yeah,
him and Golden have kind of really benefited from the NFL Combine. But if you look at the tape and you start putting the consistency, Will Campbell is like you can set your watch to him.
Yeah. Well, I think here we're going to agree with this situation as well. Jacksonville, they brought in a new head coach, new GM, Cohen. He's an offensive-minded guy. Helped turn that offense around in Tampa Bay. But I think that they're going to address the defense here.
And guess what? I'm going to say it before you even say it. Mason Graham.
Yes. I mean, you got Eric Armstead out there. You got a few other guys on the defensive line, but you need to add more bodies there. Miles Cole. Who's some other guys?
Yeah, but the thing is, you have
Josh
to
Hines Allen,
Trayvon Walker pick.
Yeah,
you have to, and you have to support that pick by bringing in his running mate that is going to open up things for him on that defensive line. It is going to be Mason Graham. Mason Graham is not a great pass rusher, but what he is a space filler. He's a guy who could take on,
play the run at a high clip
and take on the run. They're going to put him right next to Trayvon Walker, and they're going to hope that could be a staple for that team for the next 10, 12 years. Shout out to the chat too. Shout out to one of the wet bandits from Home Alone, Hammer. He's in he's in the place. Shout out to him. He called us Ebony and Ivory. I had to get my lick back. Shout out to the wet bandits.
No, I agree though, and I know that last season they took Mason Smith out of LSU. They need a real defensive. They need some interior defensive line help, and I think this is clear cut that Graham is the best player available there that fits that need. And Graham goes to Jacksonville to play next to Allen, Armstead, and all those guys out there. And then once again, man, they picked up the 5th-year option on the former Georgia #1 pick. So I think that's a good move for them to look. We've seen what Philadelphia did. They won the championship because of what they did on the defensive line and the offensive line. And then you add Saquon Barkley in the mix. But I mean, I think they're going to look at that and say, we need to address the defensive line. We need an extra body there. Graham is definitely one of those guys. He just needs to improve and get into the quarterback though. He has to put up more production in that department, because the last thing you want to do is take a defensive tackle there at 5 that plays the run at a high clip but can't get to the quarterback.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, you got guys like Vita Vea, in this league who have been very, very productive. You know what I mean?
At 5,
you don't necessarily I think sacks are overrated.
Stats. Hey, yo, somebody clip that.
It's an overrated stat. It's overrated stat. It's an overrated stat. You got guys that you got guys like say for instance, Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue will have 10 or 11 sacks
and can't play the run
tackles, and it really doesn't mean a hill of beans.
Yeah,
I think if Mason Graham could be just even the equal of Vita Vea, that's a solid pick for years and years to come.
Salute to Navman. Heard from a friend that Hammer spanks you both in mocks. Wait, I think Hammer said that. My bad. Stir the pot. Hammer teasing, but funny. Salute to Navman. Salute to God and family as well. Let's get Wasted Talent Army to 14K. Facts. 13.9 right now. What's the exact number we are from 14K so we can gift you up to 14K? I'm not going to say that. Demand it.
Get the heck out of here. Top family football for life. Yeah, listen, guys, I am less than 100 away from 14K. But look, if you guys are so compelled to come on over and hit that subscribe button, it's cool. If you're not, get the F up out of here.
And if not, sacks are overrated. All right, let's go back to the mock.
That's what she said. Oh, bang zoom, my friend, bang zoom.
We'll double team this one right here. Pause if necessary.
Whoa, come on.
Hey, we're gonna run a train on pick 6 right here.
Somebody say trains.
Look, our Raiders. This is where things get tricky, because I really truly believe the board is going to look like this, Wasted. And you have your pick of the litter here. You can go get the potential generational running back in Geno. You can get a guy at right tackle that I'm hearing a lot of Shaw Slater comparisons to. I'm hearing that he could be the next guy. And once again, his tape is phenomenal. I'm telling y'all, for all you film buffs, go watch his tape. Some of the best tape you'll watch, period, from a college player, man. Fun. You got Will Johnson there. We're hearing a lot of him now with Jack Jones moving on. Us moving on from Jack Jones. But I don't think that's the move right there at 6. I think if you trade back, you can play the Will Johnson card. But you got Shador there. This is where things get interesting. McMillan, there's still a few people in the nation that are really sold on taking McMillan here at 6, which is devastating to me. It's absolutely crazy bullshit. But here is Geno, it's Mimble, or it's Shador for me. I know some people may say Jalen Walker down there. I know the Raiders may be, interested in him if we decided to move back a few spots. But
so you're taking an outside linebacker at 6? It's like that. That's the thing.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Nobody is, bro. It's positional value. Like, unless this kid is Derek Thomas, unless he's Lawrence Taylor, you're not taking him there.
Yeah.
You're not doing it, bro. You're not doing it. Look, you have to look at positional value, right? So quarterback ranks over everything, right? Then you talk about edge rusher, left tackle, right?
Yeah.
But for the Raiders and for what Pete Carroll is trying to do, and for what this team is trying to do, I think you take Austin Genty. Because, listen, we were the 31st ranked run team?
Yeah.
In the league, right?
Yeah.
We let Josh Jacobs walk out of the day.
Nasty work.
Everybody says, listen, well, we'll be picking him for the next team he wins the Super Bowl with. But look, man, we need to get back to respectability. You don't just go from being, 4-13 or whatever to winning a Super Bowl the next year. You have to get back to like the baseline of winning and respectability, bro. Yeah. And I think by you getting a guy that could be a 1,400 yard back, that makes everything easier for Geno Smith. Yeah. You don't have a superstar under the center. Yeah. Right? You have a good quarterback, but you don't have a superstar. You don't have a superstar at wide receiver, but it'd be nice to have a superstar at running back and at
where Chip and Pete want to run the football a lot. So why not take the best running back available? Here, I'm thinking that the Raiders may look at the Saints there at 9. Maybe if the Jets want to jump us to go up and potentially, I don't know if there's somebody there that they may look at. Maybe Mimble. Maybe they want to add another tackle out there, to protect Justin Fields. I don't know what route they want to go. But I think, honestly, man, with Shedeur there, and I know a lot of people are going to probably be throwing shit through a wall, but I think we pass on Shedeur here, and I do believe that Genty would be the pick. We could use some tackle help, but I think that they like Glaze there. I don't think they're going to move on from him. He had a solid rookie showing, and he's only going to get better, with time and, with the camaraderie that they have out there with JPJ and company. It was a makeshift O-line last year. They were moving guys around left and right. Injuries and guys not performing well, i.e. Cody Whitehair and Andres Pete. And there was a lot of moving and shaking last season. I think that they're going to give Glaze a chance to win that right spot. I think Mumford's going to compete. But I think right here that we honestly go with Boise State running back Ashton Genty. He's the best player available right now that fits a major need for us. And essentially, man, Shedeur would be a great pick for us down the road. But once again, we have an older head coach that wants to win now. By the time Shedeur's seen the football field, Pete might be 75, 76 years old. So I'm going to go Ashton Genty here. But I do believe that if the board felt like that, we're going to be working the phones for sure. Definitely be working the phones.
To be honest with you, this is a great spot for any quarterback needy team.
Yeah.
To move into. So this is one of the reasons why I love the fact that the Raiders did what they did with Geno Smith. Because now we're not desperate.
Yeah. Facts.
We're not desperate. We can take them or we could not. Yep. We can trade the pick or we could not. I think this is a sneaky place for the Raiders to really, really come up in this draft with draft capital.
Because there's a ton of guys there. Will Johnson is a guy that we're probably going to be interested in. And if you move back a few spots and you pick up some extra capital, you can still take them. Who's to say that Mimble doesn't fall, a few more spots. And if that's the guy we want to take, Spy Tech likes his O-lineman. This is just a very good place to be here at 6. If Abdul Carter and Trav are off the board, of course. You know what I'm saying? Salute to God and family.
Now you pick the third best player in the draft.
Yeah, facts. Salute to God and family gifting 10 Raider Nation Unlimited membership. Salute to our guy. We appreciate you, God and family. He is the MVP today. Thus far, appreciate you, brother, as always. Hit the links up top, you guys, if you guys want to become members. Salute to Marcos. Sup, y'all? Finally caught one of y'all lives. What's your thoughts? We love Jack Kaiser. We're Notre Dame guys. If he's available in the 3rd round, I would love to take a flyer on Jack Kaiser. I don't even say take a flyer. I think he could be a good player at the next level.
Yeah, it's not a flyer, bro. Jack Kaiser is going to be a viable guy. He's just not. He's not a 1st or 2nd rounder. That's and it's based off of the position he plays.
Yeah, but with time, he could be a starter, but he could be at value, a special teams guy, so on and so forth. So I would love to have Notre Dame Fighting Irish linebacker Jack Kaiser in the mix. Salute to Kenny Mack on becoming a member once again, too. I believe he's just re-ing up on his membership. Salute to my guy, Kenny Mack. Salute to Chef. No way that many people like to waste the show. Laugh out loud. Talk that shit, Chef. Talk.
Chef, you know what's funny? I'm not going to say nothing, bro, but look down at your picture. You know how many people like to waste the show. You love it, Chef.
Even 10 minutes. Salute to my beautiful wife. About to take my son to football practice because me and Wasted have work to do. Salute to Chef in the building. Salute to Raider C. I unfollow Wasted due to his weak drafting. Raider C, talk that talk,
hey,
bro.
Raider C, listen, man. You look like a backup dancer for a K-pop band. The F on back.
Bruno Mars with Paula Miles' hair. Salute to Raider C.
Raider C got a cake pan on his head right there.
Salute to my guy, Raider C. Salute to God and family once again. Wasted. Let's make a deal. If we get you to 14K on this live, you scream Dodgers one time. Never win the first, no matter what.
Never.
You know what? God and family. If we get into 14K, I'll do it.
Doesn't mean anything.
I'll do it.
Doesn't mean anything, brother. You're an A's fan, bro.
So, bro, I remember the Kirk Gibson. I remember the Kirk Gibson home run like it was yesterday, and I was 4 years old. I remember it.
You don't remember that, man?
Bro, it broke my Dennis Eckersley.
You remember that because you saw it, bro. This guy, listen. Let me tell you something, Listen, this guy kills me with this. This guy will tell me that he remembers watching something at 4 years old. You remember seeing the replay. You don't remember that. Bro.
Who was up next to bat?
Bro, I don't remember it.
My Uncle Steve Sachs.
Like substantially older.
My Uncle Steve Sachs. I remember.
You don't remember that at 4 years old.
In South here. We were gathered around the television, like Wasted would say, and we were watching the A's play the Dodgers.
My uncle, you would run around picking your nose and drooling on yourself. Get the F up out of here.
This motherfucker's a hater, man. Salute to Shalee, gifting 20 OLV Raider Network memberships. My dog, man. Appreciate you so much, man. My dog. Salute to the new members in the building because of my guy, Shalee. If you guys can, man, hit the links that pinned up top. It definitely helps us once again keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. Salute to my dog, Shalee. That means a lot to me, brother. Thank you so much for gifting 20 of them things. LT, just unfollow Wasted for yelling at us. You know what I
mean? you must follow and unfollow every day.
Salute to the Oos. Salute to Chef. You know we love you, Wasted. This is Factory Outlet. Salute to Dark City in the building as well. Landon Jackson, edge rusher, Razorbacks product, might be that dude. He'll be going in the second round. Dark City. He's a guy that models his game after Maxx Crosby, which I love. He has an endless motor. He looks like Charlie Villanueva. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Like Charlie Villanueva, bro.
Yeah.
What do you got? Alopecia or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm telling you, Louis, my uncle was next up to bat when Gibby smacked that shit over with.
That's what she said.
Salute to Lewis, man. Yeah, man. Salute. Let me see. We A's fans felt that we should have won that World Series. Talk that shit, Latif. And then I remember the next year where we swept the Giants and an earthquake hit Northern California and had motherfuckers rattled.
Bro, let me ask you something if you remember this. Yo, who's flat top groove in 89?
Oh, I Am Punchy is about to get unceremoniously blocked. He said Steve Sachs is the guy who couldn't make the throw from second base to first.
Bro, but I gotta ask you something, bro. Who's flat top grooved in 89?
Wait, what?
Who's flat top grooved in 89?
Who's flat top grooved?
In 89.
See, you talking like you talking very ish right now. I'm not really understanding the lingo. What you mean?
Man, come on, bro.
Are we talking about Ricky? No, because Ricky had a Jerry curl.
Talk about Big Daddy Kane, son. You got to know that. Who flat top grooved in 89?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Warm it up, Kane. You know, Kane.
Yeah, see, I'm from Northern California, man. You know,
warm it up, Kane.
We were listening to Too Short at that time, bro.
Come, get some, you little bum.
What you started, bro? Pillaging just for fun. I remember being born, laugh out loud, and cutting my own cord. Y'all really.
LA Crash Dog know what it is.
Talk, Chuck. Battle the Bay, baby.
Nah, I remember. Chuck was 31 years old when that shit happened.
Yeah, Chuck was out there doing shows with Tupac.
Chuck was doing a Humpty Hump back then, man.
Yeah, facts.
He definitely was.
Hey, salute. Everyone, real ones know. My boy Chuck was really out there doing his 1-2 with those guys. All right, let's get back to the draft. We are way off right now. Salute to Robert real quick, too. All good. Dodger back-to-back champs this year. I don't want to hear that shit.
Get F up out of here with your crapzilla.
I want to hear that shit. All right. This is where it gets a little interesting right here as well. The Jets. New head coach, Aaron Glenn. That defense kind of took a step back last season. There was a lot of movement out there. Garrett Wilson looked like he was kind of on the outs with them. Now he got his former college quarterback from Ohio State. They got a nice 1-2 punch out there at the running back position. Actually, like they got a three-headed monster out there at the running back spot. The offensive line has been pretty bad out there, for the last few seasons.
Yes, sir.
They could use a quarterback of the future here. Honestly, Justin Fields signed a 2-year deal, $20 million per, I believe. What was it, like 30 guaranteed or something? Yeah. Somewhere along those lines.
They have a vested interest in protecting him, and they have to make sure that he doesn't have to take off and run every 5 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, can Glenn stop himself from taking a defender here in year 1?
Yeah, I think he can, because this is a draft where you can get value in the mid rounds. And the most important thing you got to do is protect your investment in your quarterback and help improve your running game. Because if your running game is great, that helps your defense stay off the field. They go with Armin Mimbu here for me, bro.
Okay.
100%. They've been trying to improve the offensive line. I think Armin Mimbu is like the last piece to that line. I mean, they drafted Elijah Vera Tucker and what was the other kid from Texas? Oh my God, what the hell is this kid? African kid. What was the kid's name from the Jets they drafted last year?
I mean, his name is so difficult to say, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's an African kid. But
you know what's funny? I think that they would take Tyler Warren here, but this you go ahead. You know New York better than me.
Well, no, they're talking about Tyler Warren too. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying that, but I shudder to think that the Jets have a chance to protect their quarterback, help out Breece Hall, and kind of complete that offensive line. So offensive line has really been an issue with the Jets. I think Armin Mimbu's the pick. Okay,
there we go. So they take, if not the best tackle, top 3 tackle in the draft here, right tackle out of Missouri, Armin Mimbu. Now, I think this is a pretty easy pickup here. I think it goes McMillan. They need an explosive playmaker. They took Leggett last year out of South Carolina. They can use another receiver here. I know that their fan base was screaming from the mountaintops to go out and pay one of these top names in free agency. They went out there and paid Merrick. They kind of built up the defensive side of the ball a little bit. I think they're going to go with McMillan here. Wait, so what do you think?
You know what? It's funny, man. I don't, man. I think this would be where, they're going to help their young quarterback by getting him a Brock Bowers level target in Tyler Warren. I mean, this is also the team who had Kelvin Benjamin playing.
Well, they also have a young tight end that has dealt. What's his name? I think he was with from Texas, right? They got a young stud at the tight end position, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but see, I don't know, man. I mean, because when you're talking about Leggett showed up, man. He showed up for them last year. They tend to like that kid, right?
What's the kid's name here? Oh yeah, I got it. I got you. What is the kid's name that I'm thinking about right now? It's really pissing me off. They have a young bright,
and this is the reason why I think they go Tyler Warren, right?
Because Jatavian Sanders,
Adam Thielen,
Jatavian Sanders, the young kid from Texas, the former Longhorn. That's who it is.
But I don't think he's the kind of guy that will prevent them from drafting. I mean, you got Adam Thielen, you got Xavier Leggett. They have some pieces there.
Well, guess what? You gave the Jets Armin Mimbu. I'm giving them McMillan.
No odds and evens. No odds. No.
It's too late. And honestly, who gives a fuck about the Carolina Panthers?
That's true.
Let's just get McMillan out of the way and let's just continue our draft. All right, this is kind of easy to me. They took Rattler. They have a new regime out there in place. New head coach. I think they go Shedeur here at 9.
I do too. I think he keeps the same colors he had in college. And I think they run Derek Carr like a scalded dog.
Yep. One last year. They hold on to DC. Interesting enough, I remember Shedeur was walking around the combine with a few hats attached to his backpack. And the Saints were one of them. The Saints get their quarterback of the future. Shedeur is used to playing behind bad O-lines. He'd fit right in New Orleans. This is where I'm kind of like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because they got Cole Kmet out there, right? Mm-hmm. And we're Notre Dame guys. Cole Kmet is, to me, a top 10 tight end in the NFL. I don't know if you can pass up on Warren here. They may look at Kelvin Banks. They can add another offensive lineman, even though they went and got the kid out of the center from Atlanta. They got Jonah Jackson. They went and got Tooney, all-pro guard from Kansas City. They can build the defense up a little bit. They got some defensive needs. They can use safety, edge, linebacker, according to Pro Football. I mean, what do you think here?
I see them going running back, right? Because they would like to. I see them going running back, and I see them trying to support that defense. But, in the spirit of trying to support Caleb Williams, I would say that they would go running back here.
So they would take Hampton early here at 10?
Yeah. I would say they could go Hampton early. I mean, because Cole Kmet is a fringe Pro Bowler, I don't really see the need there.
I got a bold take right here at 10. Wasted, and I may be tripping. If you say running back, Trayvon Henderson. I think he fits what Ben Johnson likes to do offensively. I'm not going to say that Henderson would go here at 10. I'm just saying
it's tomato with these guys.
I just think if GT's off the board, they're going to wait for a running back.
I think there are 3 teams that are going to take a running back. I think it's the Bears. I think it's the Redskins. The Commanders and us.
Oh, okay. Well, this is your pick. So you're going to go running back here?
Yo, I tend to agree with you because I don't know if Hampton. I mean, even though Hampton is really good receiving the ball out of the backfield, he has an issue with vision, right?
I think they take a running back in round 2, bro. I think they wait for Henderson.
You think so? What do you got, Kelvin Banks here to put? I mean, because they went out and addressed that line in such a real way in free agency. I think they went out there and preemptively addressed the line so they wouldn't have to in the draft.
Well, this is the thing. Ben Johnson is used to having a top 3 offensive line. That's why his offense is so potent, right? Like they have to have. He's trying to solidify one of the top offensive lines in the NFL. You look at it right now. You're definitely looking at potentially a top 10 O-line, maybe even a top 5. If you bring in the likes of a Kelvin Banks, who a lot of people think is the best offensive lineman in this class, I think you kind of solidify having one of the better offensive lines in this class. I would go Kelvin Banks here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's in the spirit. Big Mike brought up a great point in the chat. He was saying that I can see the Bears being in business to trade back.
Me too, definitely. But
we're not doing that, right? So if you're going to have that school of thought, then this is a great running back draft. You can't expect everyone to swing big on that draft. I can get behind a left tackle being taken in.
Okay, so there we go. And I don't care who's on their roster right now. If you
appreciate you, my dog.
You want to build that line up, take Kelvin Banks Jr. right there. And once again, you can get a running back in that huge. And they could have taken an edge rusher there. I could see there's a lot could happen there. I think this is an easy play right here with the Niners, bro. I think they take Will Johnson.
Yeah. 100%.
They could look at Tyler Warren. Kittle's getting a little old. They just paid a massive overpay for some tight end. I don't even know who the hell it is.
Yeah, but I don't see Tyler Warren going there. I would say that Matthew Golden would be more of a pick for them because of them losing Deebo Samuels, because of the fact that they're going to re-sign Brock Purdy, because of the fact that, hey man, Brandon Ayuk is a guy that doesn't really want to be there. They gave him a bunch of money. And now they don't know what to do with the guy.
Yeah. I think this is a foregone conclusion here. They take Will Johnson. They stack up that corner room. I think it's a good pick for a team that I hate the most. This is where I think Golden's off the board right here. I think that he's gone to Dallas. I think that they need that number 2 behind CeeDee Lamb.
Running back over Amarion Hampton.
Remember this, Wasted. They just brought in 2 running backs in free agency. So they can bite the bullet and take one in the second round. I don't think, honestly, they have to jump the gun here and take Amarion Hampton. I don't. I think that Hampton drops, and I'll even just tell you where he's going to go. He's going to go right here to 20 with Denver.
We're going to see that happen.
And I believe Matthew Golden just met up with the Cowboys. Who knows Texas better than Jerry Jones?
Hey, who knows Texas better than you? You're down there. So I'm going to defer to you like you deferred to me with the Jets.
Okay, boom. Matthew Golden to the Cowboys. And let's get these supers and everything in real quick. Kenny Mack, Wasted. Hondo had a short saying Jalen Walker, Kenneth Grant, which I love Kenneth Grant, and Caleb Johnson. Would y'all be cool with that? I don't think Caleb goes in the 3rd round. I think he's a second-round guy out of Iowa State. And I don't want to take Jalen Walker there in the 1st round. I don't.
Yeah, nah. Look, man, if Hondo says water's wet, I'm going to think it's dry. With that crap.
Salute to Hug. I know I'm late, but did y'all see the Darren Waller's new rap video in the front of Allegiant Stadium? I definitely did. Yes, I think it's called Pulled Groin. It's definitely not, but I know I know what this is, Wasted. This is nobody's paying attention to me unless I'm tied to the Raiders. So I'm going to shoot my new video where I talk about ESPN right in front of Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
I know a publicity stunt when I see one. And this is Darren Waller saying nobody's paying attention to my music. Well, guess what? I'm going to go rap in front of the Raiders Stadium, put a bunch of black and silver shit on, and I'm just going to do this. And boom. And there you have it.
He's going to go be a Gruden grinder again and all of that.
Yeah. So, Jory, I did say Caleb's out of Iowa, didn't I? What do you mean?
He didn't get the F up out of here with that crap.
Yeah, you know, I'm very familiar, Goodman, with Caleb. So I know who Caleb is. Salute to Hug, Dizzle, Gifting 5, OLV, Raiders Network. Salute to my dog memberships, man. I appreciate you, my brother, my father himself, the GOAT himself. Salute to all the new members in the building. You guys are literally the greatest, man. Real talk. Like Green Dot and Get Off My Lawn gang is just growing crazy right now because you guys gifting all these memberships. And salute to our brother Big Mike in the building as well. Always let us see my dog. Okay, well, Iowa, you know what I meant.
Get the F up out of here.
Salute to Hug. All right, let's get back to the draft. All right, the Dolphins here at 13. You know what's funny, man? I could have seen them being the team looking at Shador if he was still available.
Yeah. I mean, they essentially have Shador down there with Tua turn the ball over, right? But
yeah,
you know, you have an offensive head coach, but you got to look at that defense, right?
Yes,
you got to look at that defense. You know, and the guy that I'm sitting there, man. I mean, bro, and it makes all the sense in the world. Michigan's very own. Kenneth, man. You know, look
right here at 13, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
He can't. Listen, let me tell you something, man.
I like that. No, the kid's he's phenomenal. I thought you would have said Nolan. I thought you would have said Nolan.
Not Walter Nolan. I've Kenneth Grant ranked over him.
Okay.
Kenneth Grant is a nose tackle.
It's a big dude.
It's a big dude. He's a nose. He can get after it. He's probably going to be the class of all these. Him and Tyleik Williams from Ohio State are my two favorite guys coming out.
Okay. Harmon's on the board. But okay, hey man, I thought that maybe they would take Booker because their O-line, they need some help out there with the O-line. But okay, I'm here. I'm here for it, man. A bold little hot take right here. Kenneth Grant to the Miami Dolphins.
Kenneth Grant, man. I'm telling you right now. I think he might have a better career than Mason Graham. That guy is a monster.
I mean, Graham, a lot of his success comes from having that big body right next to him. So definitely facts. I think this is a foregone conclusion here that they go Tyler Warren. Colts, Tyler Warren, just it sounds right.
It sounds good. Just listen, the heartland of America, Tyler Warren, flowing hair. That's like the new Dallas Clark. He's gonna wear 44 too.
They need a tight end. I mean, there's no reason not to go get the most unique, player in this draft, potentially outside of Travis Hunter for sure. But Tyler Warren to the Colts. This is where you need an edge rusher.
Spooky.
Look, Shamar Stewart is there. I have Mike Green over him, the edge out of Marshall, who had 17.5 sacks last season, led the nation. I think they go edge here.
Well, look,
this is your pick. So
this is the thing, right? You got James Pierce, who's right up there, right?
Oh shit! I forgot he's on the board. We know who's going to Atlanta now.
No, but Jalen Walker's right there. Jalen Walker's right there. Talented player, University of Georgia kid. You know, you got Raheem Morris there. Raheem Morris is a guy who. The one thing about Jalen Walker is a good zone coverage linebacker. If you put him at linebacker, and he has elite bend. He's a guy who can get after the quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you, man. And maybe this is just me scouting the college on it, but I can see them taking a hometown kid and taking Jalen Walker.
And I think he's going to be more of a pass rusher at the next level, right? I mean, I think we can agree on that. Like, he doesn't have a ton of experience. Is more as like an edge. Like, I think last year was the first year that they really converted him more into a pass rusher, right?
Yeah, he doesn't, and that's the thing. He's only had 11 games starting. He only had 11 games starting at the University of Georgia, and that's one of the reasons why people are catapulting him up their draft boards. I don't really buy it. Okay. I see him being more of a mid-round guy, and he's smack dab in the middle of the draft at 15.
Well, guess what? They can use an edge and a linebacker. So Jalen Walker goes from Athens to Atlanta, nothing but a 30, 45-minute jump. Love it. Now, this is where I take Mike Green. Arizona needs an edge rusher. That's the number one need. They could look at Shamar Stewart here. I think that they're going to go with the small school guy. Mike Green has a ton ton of potential. I think there was some off-field stuff that needed to be dealt with. I could be wrong.
Let me ask you a question, Graphk. You remember we had a conversation about this yesterday, right? We always talk about the Arizona Cardinals taking that kind of undersized tweener guy. This would be James Pierce to me.
I can see that.
This would be James Pierce to me, man. It would be James Pierce. James Pierce is a little now. Him and Green, I gotta see which one of those guys are bigger. Because Pierce is 6'5", but he's 245. So Pierce is built like a wide receiver, man. He's like T.O. size playing defensive end, right? Now Mike Green. Let's look at how big Mike Green is. I don't know how much Mike Green weighs.
Good, man. It's all love. It's all love. He coming out of Marshall, he has those like Khalil Mack.
Mike Green is 6'4", 248. So they're pretty much the same size. Give or take an inch or a pound or two, right?
The thing is this, man. I'm taking the guy that is more of the both those guys have so-called issues off the field. There's a sexual allegation. Something happened with Green, and then we know the James Pierce stuff as well. Either way, you're kind of.
I mean, so all right, you got one guy that's at a Power 5 school. Another guy's at Marshall.
Yeah.
Both same size. I think Pierce is the superior athlete. I go Pierce here. That's just me.
Okay. And it's not your draft pick. So Mike Green goes to the Cardinals.
Thanks for nothing, douchebag.
Now you can put your guy right here to Cincinnati because they're going to need an edge because it looks like they're going to move on from Trey Hendrickson. They can't get a deal done out there.
Yeah. And they got to have his replacement. They got to have his replacement. At
some point, they're going to have to trade him. They'll probably end up picking up a second or third round pick because he needs a new deal. You want to go? What edge you want to go with right here that looks like the Bengal-esque type of guy?
Pierce. 100%.
Okay. All right.
Back-to-back edge rushers. There you go.
Oh, okay. Hold on real quick. Shit. Aubrey. My bad, y'all. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, no, but it's all good, man. Pierce is the guy that if you're looking for somebody to replace Henderson, that's a guy that can come into the National Football League based off of his physical gifts. And even if he's not great against the run, he can get you at least 9 to 10 sacks just off GP. I think he is a guy that can come in and really, really flash in his rookie season.
Okay. I like it. Now, right here, Seattle needs to protect their young signal caller. They made a move. When got Sam Darnold, they need some offensive line help. I mean, they need a lot of help, to be honest. They need a guard. They need a tackle. They can use some defensive help on the defensive line. They can use another receiver. They got Cooper Kupp, who's always injured, lost. They still got Jackson out there, but Locke is gone. Metcalf is gone. I'm going O-line here. And I think Booker's the best available guard. I think they go guard here. Or, you know what? I'm gonna go Greg Zabel.
This is Tampa Bay, right?
No. This is the Seahawks.
The Seabags.
If you went there, I knew where you were going with that because Zabel fits that Tampa Bay mold.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Zabel right here to Seattle.
Okay.
North Dakota State, not too far from him. I think they got a good chance at kind of seeing what he can do. Why not?
I mean, now, and for me, I'm going Shamar Stewart. The
Tampa Bay pick
edge bad.
It's a Tampa Bay pick.
Yeah, that's a Tampa Bay pick.
It's the mold. It's just you think Shamar Stewart, you think Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Boom. All right, now this is where I go with Marion Hampton. They need a running back. They tried the whole work, a running back by committee last season. They could not get.
I would have thought this would be Henderson here.
Think so?
Yeah, Henderson is a guy that they love Henderson, man.
I'm going straight Marion Hampton here. This is where you go Jackson Dart, right, Wasted? Salute, man, to John, too, my dog. I appreciate you, brother.
I mean, especially with all the theatrics with AA Ron.
Yeah.
You got to go for the second guy on the board. You got to.
Yeah. I mean, this is where Jackson Dart.
Pittsburgh is probably trembling, wanting to take Nick Amenwari. They're trembling right
now. Tomlin's sitting over there like, come on, man. But they got some needs out there. They can use another running back, but they're not going to go back here in the first round. I think this is kind of a set in stone that Jackson Dart's the best available quarterback. He can learn under Aaron Rodgers if he's there for a year. This is Jackson Dart territory.
All right, so if I'm picking for the Chargers, I'd hate this.
Give him a 7-rounder. Just give him like a name.
The thing with the Chargers need help on that edge.
Yeah.
They need help, and this right here is you know, from Alabama. You know him first in your heart, last on the field. Listen, you gotta go Campbell.
See, oh man, Jahad Campbell to the Chargers, dog.
You know what's funny? I think in real life,
I disagree with you too, because they got Khalil Mack and they still have TT. They got Tully, so they lost Bosa.
They need some help, and Khalil. This is last year there. They need help on that edge, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I that's the place in real life. I think that Grant will probably go there.
Okay,
he'll probably go there. He's a Jim
Harbaugh. I would think that they would need more of a defensive tackle. That's why I'm looking at Harmon.
Like, you know, I kind of went early on Grant, but I would say if the draft went out this way, I know you're probably gonna say Walter Nolan.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Walter Nolan. But it's crazy, man, because I can't see that kid.
Oh, bro, this is easy. What are we talking about? We're overthinking this shit. Bro, Colston Loveland is there. Former Michigan guy.
They're not taking no tight end that early.
You're crazy. They need a tight end.
Yeah, but they need defense, bro. Look at you with your offensive mindset. No, this is my pick. No way. No Colston Loveland. Get the F up out of here, man. They ain't taking him that early.
He'll be gone at 22 to the Chargers. But go ahead. Who do you want to pick? You want to go Campbell there?
You know what? I'm going to go Walter Nolan.
There you go.
They need a defensive tackle bad, man.
Less stupid. I hear you, bro.
You're an ass.
Now, I think here, you know, they're going to have to – I know they need another edge rusher. They're going to have to bring in a corner to, you know, at some point they're going to lose Jair Alexander. You know, I mean, he hasn't played a ton of football out there, and it looks like he might be on a trading block soon. They can use another corner out there. I think they're going to go wide receiver. They need a real number one. I see DT and linebacker. Yeah, cool. But they're going to probably look here at the best available wide receiver. I would say Amika. I think Burden. Man, Burden is so cold, bro. But I don't feel
Burden is a 5'2" athlete. He really is. He's a terrific athlete. He's got a little attitude issue, but I would probably go with the kid out of Ohio State, man. Amika, man.
He kind of fits that.
Yeah.
I can see that, but I don't look at Amika as a potential number one. I think that all they're doing is pretty much bringing in another guy that could be the number 2, number 3 guy. Honestly, I don't look at him as Burden. His ceiling is so high. There was some, you know, talks about him being a diva and effort, but when he's on, he's on. And I think they have some leaders out there, Josh Jacobs, that'll put his arm around them. You know what I mean? There's some guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Get drunk and go hit it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Hit the ball and boots our head over.
But putting a Luther Burden, if he is a diva or whatever, you put him in Green Bay, it's humbling. You're out there in a situation where it's football. And I think that'd be a great place for him to go. I got Luther Burden off the board, and it hurts me because I would love him in the second round for the Raiders if available. But I'm going to give them the best wide receiver to me available outside of Trey Harris because that's my guy. But Minnesota, where you going?
I mean, bro, listen, you know, they need safety help bad. Nick Emenwari.
Okay.
Johnny Barron. It's one of the two.
Okay. I see that. That'd be a man, bro. Can you imagine him out there in that floor? Holy shit, dog. I can see that. Texans here, they're going to get some offensive line help. They need some offensive line help actually bad. I think this is where Booker's off the board. Yeah, give him a guard. Best available lineman. Oh, you could go Josh Simmons.
Josh Simmons is a damn good tackle, man.
Yes, he is. He is.
Josh Simmons, you got to protect your investment.
Yeah, give him Josh Simmons. There you go. Rams, they need a linebacker. I think this is where our guy goes. I think this is where Jahad Campbell goes.
Addy, it's time for him to go there, and that'll be terrible because I would hate to see him in LA tearing it up.
Yep. Ravens need some guard help. They can use some defensive help because
they actually need some safety help, right? Because the way that they use, you know,
I know where you're going right here.
Yeah, look, it's Malachi Starks. That's the pick, man.
Okay.
You know, and I know they have one of the best safeties in football, but they kind of use him as a guy that rotates around. They put him in the slot. They move him around like a will linebacker. A lot of times he's not really playing safety.
I think the call would be Michael Williams here, but go ahead. Malachi Starks. Now this is where Michael Williams goes. He goes to Detroit. That's their number one need. They need that guy opposite of their guy. Missed the year last year. Yeah, I heard. White kid, Michigan. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Chase.
Chase. Hutchinson.
Hutchinson. There you go. I think they go edge right here. Michael Williams.
Yeah.
All right. We got the Commanders, and I think this is where that third back you were talking about.
Yeah.
They can use the edge too, but I think that this is the team that makes a move for Trey Hendrickson. I think they're going to be the team to pay him. Like real talk. At some point in this draft, remember this, you guys. Trey Hendrickson will be a Washington Commander. Watch. So I'm looking, man, and I'm thinking, do they go running back here? I mean, they need a running back.
Yeah, I think they're going running back here, and I think this is where the third back comes. I mean, a back comes off the board, and I think it could be Jukins, man. I mean, Jukins is a guy that I would love to see get out of the first round. Henderson didn't go anywhere yet.
Henderson's still available.
So it's either Henderson or Jukins, right? So which back do you think they'd use? The thing with Jukins is people have him as a second fiddle to Henderson, but Jukins was a beast when he was at Ole Miss. He was a beast at Ole Miss.
Aiden Hutchinson. That's why we were talking about Chase. Fuck. Where are we at today?
We said Hutchinson. You said Chase. I didn't want to correct you.
Yeah. You know what, man? I think that this is a deep class, and this is your pick right here, Wasted. I think that they may get a running back later, and I think that they're going to try and add some more to that defensive side of the ball.
So yeah, Jahdae Barron would be the pick.
I think because
you can't pass up a player like that late in the draft.
Dan Quinn he's a defensive minded guy, right? Their running back essentially is their quarterback. Like they could take a running back later, and that's no knock.
It'd be Jahdae Barron. There.
Yeah, I think that's the move, and I'm actually happy because that keeps him away from one of these other teams down here. That could you imagine him going to like Philly and just having like the greatest fucking secondary ever?
Yeah,
Buffalo here.
Oh, I have Tyleek Williams going there.
Oh, okay.
Ohio State defensive tackle. Classic nose guard, can get upfield. I mean, he's disruptive.
I like that.
He would pretty much set that defense off.
I like that. Now, this is where I get interesting too with the Chiefs because they can use some defensive line help, but they can also use some O-line. They struggled last year. I mean, brother, Philly just owned Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I think they go O-line here, and I think Booker's off the board. I think they take Tyler Booker.
Yeah,
they could take a Derek Harmon. They can use some defensive tackle help next to Chris Jones. I think Booker is the move here. They lost Tooney. I think they go address the O-line here in the first round, and they take Booker.
It's factual.
Now Philly, man,
they can go anywhere. They're loaded. They can go Siobhan Rebel. They can go Emeka Abika. Right? Their wide receiver room is pretty well outfitted. I think AJ Brown is okay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really need to address that. They don't need to go running back. You got Saquon Barkley. Saquon. Xavier Watts would be a guy they can use some help back there in safety.
What if they go guard here to take Mekhi Becton's spot? Because I know they traded for Kenyon Green. He has struggled, former first round pick. They moved. They got from the Texans. Maybe they go guard here.
They could, but I think they're gonna go corner to replace Darius Big Play Slay.
Okay.
They go Siobhan Rebel here.
Oh, my God, bro. That's my second round pick to the Raiders, man. Oh, no. I hate it. But this is your pick. So, oh, my God, bro. I fucking hate it.
What do you think, man? That was our last pick, man. That was the first round right there.
Yeah. I must have did all seven. But what do you guys think about that draft? What do you guys think? Full first round mock draft. We'll go over the results one more time real quick. Cam Ward, Tennessee. Travis Hunter, Browns. Abdul Carter, Giant. Will Campbell to the Pats. Mason Graham, Jags. Ashton Jeanty, Raider. Armand Membu, Jets. McMillan, Carolina Panthers. Shador goes to New Orleans. Kelvin Banks Jr. to the Chicago Bears. Will Johnson, Niner. Matthew Golden, Cowboy. Kenneth Grant goes to the Miami Dolphins. Tyler Warren, Colt. Jelon Walker goes to Atlanta. Mike Green, edge rusher, Arizona. James Pierce, back-to-back edge rushers. goes to the Cincinnati Bengals. Grace Abel, North Dakota State guard, goes to Seattle to go protect Sam Darnold. Shamar Stewart, edge, Texas A&M, goes to Tampa Bay at 19. Amarion Hampton, North Carolina running back, goes to Denver with Sean Payton and company. Jackson Dart goes to 21 here. Ole Miss quarterback, be their quarterback of the future. Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Ole Miss Chargers. Luther Burden III, wide receiver, goes to Green Bay. Nick Omwanawori, I always butcher his name, goes to Minnesota there. They address one of their big needs at the safety spot. Josh Simmons goes to the Texans. They need some O-line help. Jahad Campbell, linebacker, is going to go to the Rams and have one of the best defenses out there. Malachi Stark, safety. Baltimore, Mykel Williams, edge. Georgia, Jahdae Barron goes to the Commanders. Add some firepower to that DB room. Tyleik Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State, goes to Buffalo. Tyler Booker, Kansas City Chief. Siobhan Revel goes to Philly. Now, we're not going to do this whole second round, but I want to do this real quick. Let's see how these next 5 picks fall, in our eyes, okay? The Browns are there. Now, they can take Jalen Milroe right here. They didn't take a quarterback. They can take an athletic freak. If Watson comes back, he can be a guy he can learn behind. Do you have a problem with them addressing that right here? They already took Trav. I think that'd be a smart move for them to take Jalen Milroe right here.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see the Giants taking Jalen Milroe too.
Me too. But Giants ain't getting no love today. All right, Giants now. They still need a QB. They got Winston. They got Russ. Looking down the line right now, and the best quarterback available is not going to be somebody that they're probably going to be happy with.
I mean, could you see them going running back again?
I could see him going there too.
I could see Quinn Ewers going there.
Okay, I can see that. But maybe what if they get some?
Quinn Ewers.
Who did he take? They took Abdul Carter there, right? They got an edge.
They took Abdul Carter, so they got an edge. Their line is set.
You know what I'm gonna do, bro? Oh, well, it's your pick.
No, go ahead. No, you got this one.
Why not take? I think that right now, they address some defensive. They got the defensive line right with Abdul Carter. I think Loveland goes right here, the tight end.
Loveland, the tight end. Yeah, no, the New York Giants can use a tight end. That'd be a great pick for them.
Boom. Tennessee, they got their quarterback of the future. They need an edge. They need a receiver. They can use a linebacker. Okay.
Tight end, boom. I mean, it's wide receiver right there.
Now, Jacksonville took a defensive tackle in round 1. I could have seen Colston Loveland going here, but they can use another receiver. You said what? Duval. I'm looking right now, man. I'm trying to see best corner. Maybe they take Benjamin Morrison here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do you see them taking a lineman to protect Sunshine too?
A tackle.
A tackle or guard, one of the two. I mean,
Josh Connolly Jr. here, huh? Maybe, or Mason Taylor, like you said, man. Mason Taylor is highly ranked. Jason tight end.
Maybe. You got wide receivers. It's a second round here, so we can get creative. I mean, they still got Christian Kirk down there, right?
No, he's with the Texans now. They just traded.
They don't have Christian Kirk anymore. Okay.
They got Brian Robinson Jr. They got a couple weapons out there, but you know what though? They could use another receiver here. I think they address the corner position. I think they make it a corner here.
Yeah, that's smart because there's not, as far as value goes, there's not a wide receiver worth drafting there.
Yeah, Benjamin Morrison, like your life depended on it.
The Benchster.
All right, now this is where we are. This is gonna be the last pick for us right here. We can use a corner here. We can use a wide receiver. We can add a defensive tackle here. If Harmon's available, I can see them taking a look at him and adding some more to that defensive line. You can get Donovan Jackson here at the guard spot. Xavier Watts, our guy, is still available. I know that Pete would love to have Watts on that roster. You go get your big body X receiver here in Trey Harris. Maybe Carson. You can get the linebacker.
Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's see who's available here.
Amos is still available. Thomas is there too.
I mean, bro, do you get a running? I mean, we got a running back already. Do you get a tackle? I mean, but Bro, and it's crazy too. I didn't even realize with Jacksonville, man. They should have got a running back for Jacksonville.
I mean, they still got Bigsby and they got Etienne. So I mean, they got a 1-2 punch out there.
They do.
And they can get one later. When you got those 2 names, you can go get another one in the third, fourth.
We gotta get us a defensive back here, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at. Okay, let's go look at corners real quick. Amos is there. I mean, Hairston is visiting with the Raiders.
Yo, Maxwell Hairston.
Okay,
done. I love Maxwell Hairston too, even though he's 5'11". He's not normally a P guy, but he's a ball hawk.
All right, and so that means we're probably going to end up getting our wide receiver there in the 3rd round. Revel went in the 1st round, got in family to Philly. So he's going to end up being a future All-Pro Hall of Famer out there with Howie Roseman and company.
Yeah, for real.
Now my dog is going crazy.
Chloe. Shout out to Chloe, the Raider dog. The Raider colored dog. Yeah, man. But listen, look, guys, this draft for me it's just weird because so many teams can go so many different directions, right? There's no wrong answers. This draft, there's no boilerplate guys in this draft. Like this draft is very fluid. Like there's some people that you could see being taken at certain positions, and you'd be like, man, that's a good pick. This draft is that's why I'm so excited for this draft, man. So excited for this draft, man.
Nav, I'm already doing it, brother. I'm definitely going to save the draft, and we'll go over it. We'll compare ours live and live in color during the draft. That'd be fun to compare our draft to the actual draft. We'll have some fun with it. Now,
the draft. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward, especially the first day of the draft, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we are gonna have Home Alone's very own Marv. It's gonna be there. He is gonna be rocking and rolling with us. Honcho is gonna be there. You know, that's always a fun time. The great and powerful Big Mike. Yeah. You know, gout free will be there. Cherry juice down. He's gout free, man.
Yeah, facts. Salute to everybody else in the building, man. Once again, we're not going to be here all day. We're about almost.
What did he say? What is he saying? See, wait. So what's that crazy looking thing?
Oh no, see, Hug, man. This is the purple tape. This is Raekwon's. This is legendary.
Yeah, Hug. You don't know nothing about that, Hug. You gotta chill. I thought you was talking about my Gucci link. You wildin'.
I like how you put that Gucci shit out there.
I mean, bro, anybody can see what kind of it's a Gucci link, bro. It's the old school shit. This old school, this Cool G Rap and DJ Polo shit, right? See
the nipple knockouts.
You see 2 Gucci link chains, bro.
Yeah, see, we don't do that in the West Coast, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, when it comes to style, you know, your swag is on mute. I get it.
Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't talk bad about the coast, man. Don't do it. Salute once again, man, and everybody. Get a few questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. Once again, we're coming up on an hour and a half. We're not going to be here all day. If you guys are just joining the show, make sure you guys wipe them feet. Also, pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. As always, if you hear anything in the background, my apologies. My long guy is here. That's why Chloe's over here going.
Oh, man, this guy, crazy. Man. Look, bro, don't you know who Wasted Talent is, bro? Said that's that food. You crazy as hell, bro. You know where air I'm from, bro. We don't do the fugaing around here, man. You gotta cut that out, young fella.
Yo,
Valley Valley Podcast, man. Where can we find your podcast so I can watch it and roast you? Yeah.
Salute to Yeti. Gifted 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my guy Yeti Strain of Smoking Records, always coming through and blessing the channel. I appreciate you, my brother. As always, Robert says we should double dip at Ole Miss and corner or wide receiver. The problem is I think that Amos and Trey Harris are both going to be second-round guys. So I don't know if you could double dip there unless you pick up an extra second-round pick. I do believe that Trey Harris is being definitely undervalued in this draft. I think he's going to be one of the better wide receivers in this class.
Yeah, no, that's factual, bro. Look, man, I think this wide receiver class, you're going to get a guy that nobody expected to really break out, man. You really are, because you got some guys, man, like Savion Williams and guys that are big dudes, that are talented, they're athletic. They just need to go to the right situation, man.
Yeah.
They need to go to the right situation, man. I mean, look, to me, man, guys, those are the kind of guys that I hope are around in the 3rd and the 4th round so that you can get some value, bro. some value.
Yeah. No, I agree. Salute to Yeti, gifted 5 Raider Nation Unlimited ones as well, man.
Appreciate it. I gotta look at the membership and see where we're at today, man. I'm gonna post it on Twitter, man. But I appreciate all the support for both channels, man. I appreciate y'all. Definitely. You know, and it's crazy. We are going to do, you know, members only. We're gonna wear our members only jacket. We are going to do a few members only pieces of content for you guys, man. Yeah, because you guys have been so phenomenal with keeping the channel.
It's mandatory. We've talked about it way too much, bro. We got to start doing it for sure.
It's mando, bro.
Definitely.
Look, man. Look, maybe the next Graphk and Waste is members only. Maybe we do a special late live or something like that. Members only. We do a special members only late live. Graphk and Wasted and Graphk. We go and bring some freaking, you know, a guest on or something like that. But man, we appreciate you guys for the memberships, bro.
Chance says if we have a pick between GT and Shedeur, man, it's going to be hard to say no to Sanders. Loaded running back class, hard pill to swallow if we have Sanders and we pass. It's definitely going to be one of the coldest days in Raider Nation, man. It's definitely going to be a mixed bag chance if Shedeur is there and we pass up on him. A lot of people will be totally upset. The thing is with me, you guys know how I feel about Shedeur. I would love to have him in the silver and black, but I understand the thought process of not making that pick. So if he is a Raider, I'll be ecstatic. If he's not, we pick Ashton GT, I'm ecstatic. Now we take
this is the thing. This is the thing. If Genty's gone and Shedeur's there, take him.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if Will Johnson is there. I don't care. Yeah. I don't want to have a borderline Fabian Washington moment here.
Yeah.
Take the goddamn quarterback.
Yeah.
Just take him.
And you know, maybe they're not be able to, Mason Graham, if he's still there, man, I don't know if Spy Tech and Brady are going to be able to help themselves going out and getting that big Michigan boy. You know what I mean? I have this nagging suspicion.
I don't know, man, because if you look at the most outfitted part of this team, the most resources are allocated to that defensive line.
Yeah.
Like the two highest paid players on this team are Maxx Crosby and Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Then you have a guy who was a top 10 pick who was not developed. All the big free agent money went to Butler and it went to Malcolm Koonce. So how in God's green earth can you take even more resources and put it like premium resources, first round pick, and put it on that defensive line, man? And I know people are like, oh, well, Philly. But yo, not only did Philly outfit that defensive line, but they also have a hell of a secondary. They also have a hell of an offensive line.
They just got a great roster as a whole, man.
Yeah, so they were able to double.
And one of the best offensive lines
down on the line now.
Yeah. Salute to God and family as well, gifting 10 more.
You're naked in the running back room. You're naked in the running back room.
It's cold in that motherfucker.
Yes, but it's cold. You can't do that, bro. You have to go and spread the wealth around.
Yeah, facts, man. God and family, appreciate you, bro. 10 more of them things over there on Raider Nation Unlimited. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you guys. Chloe was tweaking because the lawn guy is here. My guy is out there cutting the grass, and she is tweaking right now. So my son had to go hem her up and put her in the room because she's a little killer, man. You already know. Wilkins will be at the end of his contract before Graham's rookie ends. That's just facts, Full Metal. Facts.
No, yeah, but see, the thing is that this year's Mason Graham, next year to be someone else.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you go and you build that running back room up. I'd rather them take an offensive Armin Mimbu or somebody like that than take Mason Graham.
I agree.
Like you know what I'm saying? I would like our offensive line to have the same problems that we're having on the defensive line.
Yeah. And our defensive line is already a strong suit.
It is the strongest part of this football team.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
the most money's allocated there. The best players are on that side of the football. Yeah. You have to go and outfit another part of this team. You cannot.
And our running back group is the worst in the NFL right now.
Yeah, you can't quadruple down.
Production-wise, not name-wise, you guys. I'm not disrespecting any of the guys. Just got to be honest here.
Yeah, so listen, another blue chipper. You got a blue chipper last year in JPJ. Go get another blue chipper, you know, and put them on the offensive line. But if I'm talking about what's going to move the needle, what's going to put points on the board, you know what's going to help Geno Smith the most, I think it's easier to go out there and go get more depth on the offensive line, because I think our offensive line at this point, there are certain guys that we are kind of sleeping on a little bit. You know, I look, Jordan Meredith is a lot better than people think, and I'm sorry. Jordan Meredith is, and look, Dylan Parham is not as bad as he's as advertised. I like Dylan Parham, and when you start talking about Cole Miller, you were talking about probably a third or fourth best player on this team. Cole Miller still has some tread on the tire left. I just think last year he had a upper extremity issue. He is a left tackle. You need your shoulders to play, competent left tackle. And you can get by for another year or two with Cole Miller at left tackle. I believe Cole Miller's not as old as we think. I mean, I think the Raider fan base is a little by the fact that we don't keep our players that we draft.
I think my line guy was fucking with me. I had to mute. My bad. I was listening to you. It sounded like an avalanche just hit my back door right now.
I heard it, but bro, look, man, don't worry, man. Never fear. Wasted talent is here. But what I'm saying is, man, Cole Miller is 29 years old, man.
Yeah, like, on the last year of his deal.
Miller is 50 years old. The guy is 29 years old.
Yeah.
This guy was born in 1995, bro. I got Jordans in my attic that I bought before Cole Miller was born.
Damn, bro, you showing your age for real, bro.
Get that F up out of here. You showing your age too. You see?
Yo, salute. Once again, we still got almost 1,000 people in the building. Appreciate you guys over there watching on Twitter as well. Everybody on YouTube, make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Pay your bar tabs and all that good stuff. We'll be live tomorrow, you guys.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing the AFC West. We got the Where the West Was Won podcast starting tomorrow. So it's gonna be me, Darcy, my boy Ben. You already know we got Jake. AFC West is back, baby. Wasted, bro. I might have to have you come in. We might have to jump my guys, bro. I might just.
Yeah, man. Listen, you tell Darcy his head looks like a gallon of milk.
Nah, but pull up for that, you guys. I know Wasted to have a show set up for you, if not tomorrow, Sunday as well. So we're going to stay as active as possible. The draft shows are already up, you guys. Go over there and wipe them feet already and pay your bar tabs early, leading up to the draft. But as always, man, love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you wipe them on the way out, pay your bar tabs on the way out, hit that subscribe on the way out. Salute. Any last words, brother?
I'm all good. Just F-hug these.
Salute to Hug, and we are out.
That's what I'm talking about.